this little thing, $30 a piece.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rebuild It. This week is the finale episode of the Little Red Solstice. We're going to get the rest of the clear coat sprayed back on there, get it wet sanded down, looking good, get the car reassembled, get all the gaps figured out, headlights back installed, fog lights, and then do a price breakdown to let you guys know how much we ended up spending on this project and whether or not it was worth it in the end. Hope you guys enjoyed.
All right, so I've got everything sanded, and I went ahead and sanded down the bumper cover again too, just because I didn't like the amount of orange peel on there. So went ahead and did that, so that'll be an easy, just respray it when I'm respraying the hood. So I'm gonna get them back outside and get them back cleaned up, washed really nice and clean, and then we'll get them back in here and spray them. Here we go again. Got the everything all clean outside and brought back in. And so now I'm just gonna wipe it down with wax and grease remover one more time, and then we'll tack cloth it. And I'm gonna go ahead and spray color on these spots where we got down through. I just want to make sure that I have nice even coverage. So I'm going to shoot that in that spot, and have a little sand through spot right there down to primer, so I'm going to hit that, and then we'll shoot our clear. Alright, try number 2 on the clear coat. I think it turned out good. I don't see any runs, so it's a good thing. Of course, I see all the little pieces of fuzz and trash and all that I gotta sand out, but don't see any runs. Same way on the bumper. I didn't have runs very many on that anyway. I just wanted to make better texture on there. So I'll wait for that to dry, and then we will start sanding. I feel like this is deja vu, but it's the next day again. The second time it's been the next day again after a paint job. And it's ready this time. I don't have any runs, so this time I get to do some color sanding. So I'm going to see if I can do it with 2000 grit. The higher the grit you start out color sanding with, the less you have to buff. So unless you have to sand again. So like if I started out with 1500 and I could sand it with 1500, then I'd also have to sand it again with 2000, then 3000, and then buff. So if I can cut out the 1500 and just do the 2000, that's a shorter process. So let's see if it'll cut down deep enough to get all the little, I don't know if you can see it or not, like just little nibs and little dust things like that. They're always in paint. See if we can get that out with 2000. If not, let's go to 15. Okay, I'm almost finished with all the color sanding. I thought I'd show you a little something on this last one before I finish. I'm on the last fender here. And what I'm trying to do when you color sand, I'm using 2000 grit, which is super fine paper. And you remember what this looked like before. I mean, it looked really slick and shiny before we color sanded it, but there was little bitty high spots, low spots, and was clear. Could have been like a piece of dust or something in there. And you know, you say, well, why are you going through all the trouble for that? Because you couldn't really even see it when you first after you first sprayed. Well, you never know what kind of picky dude is going to buy this thing. But anyway, we've got, you know, a few of those little things down here and right here, and you can just see like some of the orange peel in there. I mean, when it's shiny, you can't hardly see it, but it's just going to be super shiny and super slick whenever we get finished with this 2000. And then we do 3000. So I've already done this panel here with the 2000 and 3000. So it should be just like ice skating rink slick whenever we get done. All we got left to do is to buff it. So this is the last piece, and once I get that done, we'll start buffing. All right, so here's that same piece after finished with the 2000 and 3000. So you don't see any more of those little nubs or nibs or whatever you want to call them sticking up, and it is smooth as the baby's bottom right there. So once we buff that out, it will be shiny. So it's time to start.
Hey guys, it's time to pick another winner for this week's t-shirt contest giveaway. All you have to do to be entered in to win, which is comment sold down in the comment section. This week we only had one person who did that, so by default, Kelly's Heroes Fan Farm is the winner of the t-shirt. Just send us your address and an email and we'll get it out to you. Congratulations.
And that's what it looks like after the buff. So you'll be able to see those lights in there really clear. So that's one, and now we still have to do the other one, and the hood, and the bumper, and it takes a long time. So, all right, so this is the last half of the last thing I have to buff. So you can see this side here. It's really good. So I'm gonna start in with the white wool pad on that. Get this other half done on this side, and then we should be finished and ready to get the car in here and start reassembly. All right, so now that I've got the buffing all finished on everything, I've got the car back in the shop. So what we're gonna do now is go in here to our bumper assembly facility we always talk about. And we've got the bumper and fenders in here, and go ahead and bring all the parts in, the fog lights, the grills, all that stuff, and get it assembled in here and then get it put back on the car. All right, so these items are ready for installation. So let's go out there now and take I guess we'll go ahead and install the bumper first. Take that back out and loosely put it on. I had to order there's a plug, I'll show you here. This plug right here, this actually fits on the wiring harness, was destroyed on this side. And so I took it out, and I've got just the wires which will plug into the plug when I get it. I have it ordered. That little green plug like you saw over there, just this, $35. I thought that was quite ridiculous. So anyway, we'll go ahead and put the bumper on there, and I think I can still get all that hooked up with the bumper on after that comes in. So, and then we'll work on the fenders, and then the fender liners probably. Change of plans. On second thought, I think I'm going to put the hood on before I put the bumper on, just in case. I just want to make sure that the hood doesn't scratch up the top of that bumper while I'm trying to get it installed. So we'll do that first after somebody comes in and gets me some help. But while I'm waiting on that, I can go ahead and be installing the fenders. forgot to hit the record button when I put this hood on all by myself. Not had help, but the hood is on, and get it. Looks like our gap is still good over here. And we lined all that up before, so hopefully it's all stayed good. We'll have to get this other fender on. I guess I'll go ahead and work on that other fender and then we'll do the bumper. Alright, so I'm missing one bolt on that fender. That's why it's sticking out there at the bottom. I gotta get one of those at the store. And I took the other one out of this one so I could get the right thread, so it's sticking out the bottom. But for now, I guess I will go ahead and put the bumper on, see how that's all gonna line up. And it should be the last piece. Alright, so I got some more adjusting to do. As you can see, I'm tight right here and loose right here, way loose over there. So I gotta get everything moved around again, and then we'll hook up the lights and check everything, make sure it's all working. And I have to do one more. I gotta buff out one headlight. I remember one headlight was a little dull, so we'll do that before we install them. I'm getting close. All right, so I have been working here without videoing. It's a big no-no, but I've got one light just kind of loosely stuck in there. Just gonna keep you updated on what I'm doing here. And I've got this wheel off over here and getting ready to put that fender liner in and start doing final adjustments on the front bumper once I get it back on the ground. I've got the underside all buttoned up. You see it's all buttoned up to the bottom pieces. And I need to go ahead, while I've got it hood open, thinking about it, I'll go ahead and put this filter on. Air filter. And I've got lights plugged up on some of it. Some of it I'm waiting on. I gotta get another bulb for that one. And that's about it. So I'll continue on with getting the fender liner put back in over here. All right, so I've got this fender liner in. It's all buttoned up and wheel back on. Everything lines up pretty good over there. I've got one more fender liner to put on. And I'm also missing these. There's a gasket that goes right here, not a gasket, but like a seal on both sides. I had to take off when we painted, and ordered those, and $30 a piece. And here's what they are. This little thing, $30 a piece. Okay, so that's coming, and I've got the bulbs for this. I'm gonna go ahead and install that light back in, and we should be finished. So let me do that real quick. Okay guys, it's time for the price reveal on the 06 Pontiac Solstice. When we bought the car, we spent $3,800 for the car and for the co-part fees and all that. Fuel going to get it was about $50. Then taxes, another $200.56. And then just some little miscellaneous parts, $33.45. inspection forms, some more miscellaneous parts would be $72.98. Spent $165.22 on paint supplies, paint. Fog light that was broken was $40. All the little braces and stuff that were all tore up and bent up in this little corner here were $207.45. The bumper replacement was $337.50. The fender liners were $120, and some more brackets, emblems, side marker, all that, $155.71. And these little gaskets that I'm still got to put in were $60. And then some electrical plugs, $35. So you add all that up together, and that's $5277.25. So for me, on a 06 Solstice, it's got 46,000 miles. That seems like I spent too much. Okay, so I would, if I had that to do over again, I would probably not have went $3,800 on the purchase, because that I've got too much in it now to make enough money to make it worth all the effort we put in on the paint. So you guys let us know what you think down in the comment section. And it does have a salvage title, so not real thrilled with all that, but that's what it is. So it should be a good little car. So this project's finished. The only thing I have left to do is, remember this Solstice had the issue that most of them do with parking brake, where it's got a self-adjusting parking brake mechanism back there that they all froze up. And so this one, you pull up the parking brake and it does not, no brake comes on. So I got to get back there and fix that. And if I don't think there will be extra parts for that. I think it's just labor. But if it is, that'll be added on to this. And we might do a little how-to video on how to fix that. But other than that, that's it. That's the episode for this week and for this build. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And you Solstice guys, thanks for all your support, for watching. And stay tuned for our next one. We'll be jumping back on the Camaro next week. So give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share us with your friends. And please subscribe. We'll see you next time.
And always remember, don't retire it if you can rebuild it. See you guys next week. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in and watching this week's episode of Rebuild It. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any awesome content. Have a good one.